Yo,
What is good, my boys? We are back. It is Thursday, February 4th. We're here with another episode of Reselling 101. I'm Daniel.
episode two. I'm Chris. What's good?
I'm Ethan, and Chris is very excited. I think he wants people to subscribe. He's very joyful today.
I'm excited. I'm excited for people to make money, bro. Let's make some money, man.
Get right to it, then. He's ready.
So,
ready.
where do you guys want to start?
Well, Chris brought up a great topic on general release shoes. They come out every Saturday. You know, we're used to it. The raffles, we know what to do, but we're gonna break it down for everybody else.
Yeah, for those that don't know, like let's say this is a how can you say you're new to this game, you got $1,000. What do I do, E? What's the difference? What's a GR? What's a special release? What's a raffle? How do I do all that?
So breaking it down, general release is just a Jordan, come out every different colorway. You see the nines just came out, golden yellow, just a basic shoe,
Picture insert here.
And they produce thousands, millions, plenty of pairs to go around to each store. Now you go to that raffle every time, Foot Locker, Finish Line, Foot Action, whatever store is around you, hit those raffles because that's all they're doing.
So what's the name of the game with GRs? If you could get one advice when it comes to GRs, what is it?
When it comes to GRs, I mean, as soon as you get that pair and you look at sneakers and they're sold out, sell, because that's when it's at its peak. Do not hold unless you're holding for a year. But as soon as you see sneakers sold out, within that 10 minutes from 10 to 10:10, you're selling. Don't wait too long.
Yeah, and I'm gonna add on to that too. If you could get as many pairs as possible from your local stores, a lot of people oversee this step because they don't even want to go to the malls because of what's going on, which I get it. But if you have the opportunity to go to malls and buy 2-3 pairs, even if you're just ending up with 3 pairs or 4 pairs, whatever the case may be, if you're lucky. If they're only selling, you bought them for $210, they're selling for $250. 40 times 4, you made like almost $200. So $40 is always, $180 is always better than $40. $160 is always better than $40. So, and you do it on a Saturday, you get them, they're out the next day. You made 2 trips, one to the mall, one to UPS.
And something else to keep in mind, there are different types of general releases though. For example, most of the things back here all were on the Champs app, Foot Action app, Foot Locker, Finish Line, Nike. There's some releases that will be on the wall. You got to know the difference between those two general releases because you do not want to buy 5 pairs. You go back in 2 weeks, and they're on sale for like $150, and you're like, damn. What did I do?
Yeah.
So
that's a very, very good point too, because you definitely get a lot of those like mid ones. You get like a lot of those like I don't know what is the other shoe that Jordan comes out a lot with, and you just see them like sometimes even
like
the 6s.
Just weird
7s,
colors on retro.
like just the weird colors, that people just don't feel. Which I feel like once you get into this game enough, you start knowing exactly off rip like, nah, that ain't it. All right, this is gonna sell. That's not gonna sell. So I don't know, man. I think those when they're GRs and they're weird colors, don't even fuck with them, man. Don't even put your fingers on them. It's worse just to step back.
And if you're gonna do it, make sure you know the return policies in case you want to just take a chance. Because Nike, you can return it whenever, luckily. So, that you won't take a hit. If it's like Finish Line and they're strict with like the 30 days, no return after that, like you're taking a mean hit. So. Make sure you know the return policies before you take any chances on any of those general releases for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. That return policy too. I mean, that's a really good point too because a lot of people think they buy these shoes and they're just out of luck. It's just they're SOL. I spent this $200. I'm not gonna get it back. I'm just gonna sell it for 180 on Go. Which that's when you see a lot of undercutting going on too. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that when a shoe is just not selling, and the shoe just came out. Why are you going to sell the shoe at a loss rather than just returning it? I never understood that. So And you see it. I feel like I see it a lot on
It
StockX.
happens 24/7. The problem is that people think to themselves, "Yo, I'm gonna lose $40. What is like? Who cares?" And I'm thinking in my head like, just return it to Nike and get your full money back.
Get
Why
your full
even
money
doing
back.
it?
Yeah, like you literally, especially with Nike, man. Like you're literally at a loss of nothing. You have no risk. They're like it is zero chance. Like you either make money or you return them. So
I can't tell you how many sneakers I have just on the side next to this room, just sitting there waiting to get returned whenever I get a chance to do that.
yeah,
So
I can't even tell you how many shoes I've bought, and in like 2 3 weeks, I'm like, all right, they're not selling. They going back. Just give my money back.
and you can ship
That's
it
it.
back, so you don't even have to like stand in line nowhere. You can just drop it off at the UPS, ship it back, get your money back. If you want, you can even put it on a gift card. I mean, me and Ethan kind of experimented with this little theory we had of hitting with a gift card, and apparently you have a better chance of hitting with a Nike gift card than a debit or credit card for whatever reason.
Ooh, okay. Insight. There you go.
I don't think
So
they're ready for that. They gotta subscribe first before they're ready to get into
before
that.
you get them tips,
That
yeah,
knowing the
let's not
sneaker
give
tips.
that information out yet. It's just a all right.
It's the prep.
But
Oh, my bad.
but yeah, man. I mean, so now let's get into the other side of the shoes. So you got the GRs, those general releases. You got the general releases that are off the wall, ugly shoes, blah blah blah. What is the other side now? How do what is your approach to them off whites? What is your approach to them, exclusive Yeezys, them Adidas, like
Unions.
So
unions?
when it comes to these Jordans, these Yeezys, these higher ups, we would like to say, I guess, they're hard to just find a pair. So like we said, raffles. You have your online raffles, you have your Europe raffles, you have raffles just about any site. Union had their raffle. You have to know where did they drop. I mean, if you follow Sneaker News, you follow Kicks on Fire, you follow Nice Kicks. You have to know who has them.
Shoot,
What
follow
sites they
Yeah,
Radical
have them.
Souls. We'll start throwing that stuff up with time too.
yeah,
Exactly. We'll
no,
put a blog out just to let people know where to cop these. But when it comes to these, you either sell as soon as you get them, or like I said,
You got to
wait.
hold them for a while.
Yeah,
yeah.
Cool little
because
while.
Which those two, kind of going back to Dan's point, those are some shoes you could hold. Like shoes like that, like those highly sought after shoes. I feel like you could hold those and really have no problem in a year or 6 months from now getting, if not what you were gonna get when you sold, if not a little more.
Who are you
Because
telling?
people, yeah.
My
So
off-white ones.
go ahead, tell that story.
I've told this on the podcast. I'm gonna say it here again. We're 50 episodes into the podcast. I don't remember which episode it was. Long story short, I had a Honda Accord at the time. Car was giving me mad problems. Got the off-white ones. I was like, yo, I'm gonna hold these. I don't care. I'm gonna hold them for a long time. Sell them whenever the time comes. Word. Had the problems with the car. Had to get a new car. Ended up selling them for like 2K. Used that for like half a down payment on my Volkswagen Passat now, and now those niggas are going for like $5,000. So if it wasn't for the
Wow.
car, I would have been chilling. But priorities. I had to get the car to get these sneakers anyway. Some places, so had to sacrifice one thing for the other. But for the most part, if you can hold like these high hype shoes, do it. Even Yeezys, like bro, the first few weeks of a Yeezy is rough because it's everybody undercutting each other, killing each other on StockX, and go either like Ethan said, you're selling it out immediately the night before maybe if you could post without pictures, or you're gonna have to hold like the way I do, which is like 6 months, 5 months depending on the color.
Yep.
So that's definitely something like Chris said, like that's something you got to consider.
and going to both your points, you have to know when to sell to. Like when it came to Travis Scott's, I was like researching it. When he dropped the document on Netflix, everything just shot up. Yeah, so it shot every single thing of it shot up $200. So that would have been the perfect time to sell, but you just have to know what's trending too.
Yeah, sometimes you're not gonna be able to sell. Like we saw what happened with the Kobe market. Obviously, we didn't know Kobe Bryant was gonna pass away, and everybody took advantage, and everything shot up like crazy amounts of prices. So sometimes there's just some things you can't avoid, and you're not gonna know. But for the most part, if you could keep an eye on the trends, you should be good. Especially because I look at the dunks and the ones. If you know that they're trending, you know they're gonna sell for bread regardless. So you could sell them early, you could sell them later. They're probably not gonna change that much in price because of the hype. Shoes, for example, like the Carmines. I mean, we got these coming back out now. These are 2014 release before anybody, thinks something crazy. and thinks I got stained like that. I don't got stained like that right now. Yeah, so these are gonna come out in a few weeks. This is supposed to be like the All-Star Jordan this year. Jordan does it every single year where they drop their All-Star sneakers, and it's a retro that everybody loves. It's hyped, and if you can get your hands on them, that's easy money. And if you hold it, that's even easier money because these right now are going for like 300 to 400 like years later.
And last year, those breads that are sitting right there, those two that just came out last year, and they're going for 320.
Was it the sixes or was it? Because the fours I think came out around May.
Did it? I thought the fours came out February.
The sixes I think came out.
The infrareds?
Yeah, I think it was the infrared sixes because they also did the turbo greens and they did. Was it turbo?
It
No, it was the off-white fives.
Oh, in Chicago. Yeah, that was a really crazy release.
Well, regardless, All-Star Weekend, there's money to be made, as you can hear us. And the NBA players even drop their player editions. And some players, like if they're in the All-Star game, their sneakers go for bread. Like LeBron dropped his LeBron 17s last year based on Space Jam. Since he's doing a movie, which if you have those still, I still have them. I've been holding them, waiting for the movie to come out. All-Star Weekend is easy money. But because Kyrie was hurt, he didn't play. And his shoe had no value to it because he wasn't on the court playing with it. So you just got to know, like, follow that trend too and see who's in the All-Star game, who's rocking what, and what's probably going to sell for bread after that.
That's a fact.
Word. Chris, anything else you want to add on? Used market when it comes to All-Star sneakers or anything that you've seen in the past?
Really the only thing that I've seen in the past with at least All-Star Weekend, a lot of people go back and look for those like historic All-Star shoes. So you're talking about like the Big Bangs, the Galaxy foams, Galaxy KDs. I know a lot of the LeBrons that came out during his earlier years, those were kind of sought after for a little bit. But that's the only thing I've really seen on the used market, that those tend to sell more around this time. So if you're able to get your hands on any of those like now, like a couple weeks beforehand at a lower price and sell them around that time, you'll probably make a decent amount. But that's really it. I mean, there's not really – with the used market, it's kind of weird. It's definitely a high, buy as low as you can, sell as high as you can, but definitely – things like All-Star Weekend bring up reminiscent moments to old people like me. Like, wow, remember when you had the Big Bangs, bro? All right, bro, let's go on eBay and start looking. So, yeah, it's stuff like that.
Word. All-Star Weekend has been March this year. Just a reminder. Before Ethan was going to say anything, just to keep people in the loop. Ethan, anything you want to add?
No, I was about to say a great tip from Chris because I wouldn't even think about that like years before, 4 or 5 years to grab a All-Star shoe, and then it's genius because I still want the KD4s. I can't find them.
Yeah. So, I mean, you wouldn't think about it till now, till All-Star Weekend, and you're like, oh, like, okay, let me see if I can get those. So.
We actually wanted to talk about another shoe and see where you guys thought it was going to rank. Ethan, it was the Nike, the handless one. Forgot the name.
Yeah, I forgot the name too.
Flyees?
Flyees, yeah. Go Flyees. I mean, they already did the depths. Now they're moving on to hands-free technology, and I mean, can't go wrong. Like, they're geniuses for the technology they use for their sneakers, and there's one of the shoes we have to keep an eye on when it comes to reselling and just in general.
Yeah.
Especially that first colorway, because when it comes to Nike, first colorways of everything that they ever drop goes for bread for whatever reason. Don't ask me why. It just happens like that. I remember I had the Adapts last year, and the first color ended up going for money, and nothing else went for money except like the mags. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. You guys think it's going to be a general release for the most part, and they're just going to keep restocking, or you think it's going to be like a one-time thing, and next color comes out?
That's a good question. Yeah.
I would say a GR. Like, why would they not release that to the public, in my opinion?
That's true.
I don't know, though. It's Nike, man. We've seen this time and time again.
That's a fact. We have. So.
But that's definitely a shoe to try to cop. Worst case, you return it. Free returns. Nothing goes wrong in that category.
Agreed, yeah. But I think that marks the end of a great episode, guys.
Word.
So I hope today that we've helped you guys make some money. How do you guys feel?
get them general releases, yo. It's easy money. You're not gonna hit a Yeezy
Yeah.
every single time, and if you sell 4 general releases, you get the money for a pair of Yeezys if you end up hitting later. So that's how I look at it. Ethan?
Yeah.
So the five's coming out this Saturday. I mean, go check them out. See who has them locally. The Super Bowl 12 lows. Go check them out. See who has them locally. They're gonna go for something. Super Bowl's Sunday. They're gonna go for something. They're in Tampa Bay, especially here.
That's it.
Word. So, guys, we'll be back next week with another episode of Reselling 101. We'll see what happens this weekend. Maybe talk about the shoes that dropped and just talk about the market firsthand.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
until
Yes, sir.
then, peace.
Peace.
Peace.